as good as some of the other ones were, it's been pretty bad as well. It's either feast or famine, seemingly, with Marvel superheroes.
Well,
So,
pretty much. Not everybody can be Iron Man.
true, true. So, I don't know what they're going to do. Tying in with Assassin's Creed, though, I've lost a lot of faith in the
Hmm.
franchise, and especially with the events of three, just souring, walking away, letting it kind of just be there. Okay, that's all fine, well and good. Not going to be an early adopter, and I'm not alone in that. With Ubisoft stating that let's see, I did have the story around here somewhere
So some,
that
I was going to say something to the effect of they do have an ending for the series, but there's just so many side stories that they could tell that they're going to keep,
yeah,
pouring it out year after year.
got it. Yeah, yeah, I got it here. But Ubisoft is their next gen pre-orders uh, of Watch Dogs are currently beating current gen of AC4, and I don't think that should be surprising anyone. I think plenty of places have sold out of the reservations of the next gen for the PS4, and one of the marquee titles, one that's been just constantly, it's so press intensive, I should say. It's so marketed and it's very heavily marketed. So they're building it up quite a lot, that being Watch Dogs. I'm
Yeah,
excited for it, not just as a you know,
cheap.
blind Chicagoan, but I certainly think I expect them to do a very good job with it, especially when when the marketing's there. When the marketing is just a preface for the product, Ubisoft does a tremendous job. Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood are key examples of that. But with with what they did for Assassin's Creed 3, oh boy, it rings hollow. And man, rough go.
And but the only other thing that I had is the Killzone Mercenary multiplayer open beta starts on the 20th for those with PlayStation Plus. Um, for those who don't, they have to wait until the 27th. So
Wow.
from what I've heard, I guess it's for those who have got into closed beta, um, it's been it's kind of been kind of hit or miss, but when it's good, it's real good.
Yeah.
So if you got a Vita, maybe it's the last chance at a first person shooter for the Vita. Which is kind of sad because, like I said, the multiplayer on Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified wasn't entirely horrible.
Hmm.
It's playable, it's somewhat enjoyable. It's if you're on the plane, you can still play Call of Duty as long as you got a
Right.
Wi-Fi.
Right.
And stuff like that. It does a job. You're sitting in a doctor's office. You want to shoot some people before they shoot you up with something. Then you go ahead and do that. But they just haven't sold that well on the Vita. Black Ops or uh, Resistance Burning Skies, I believe was the name of the other FPS I was on.
Well, Resistance has a lot of. It has its own name going against it right now.
Yes and no. I enjoyed Resistance 1, 2, and 3. Resistance 3
Okay.
was kind of, difficult in spots, especially towards the end.
Okay.
But I enjoyed them for what they were. I didn't want to take them as, complete and utter masterpieces because, oh, gee, they're not. Um,
Shocker.
right. But
Yeah.
in their own way, they were enjoyable titles. It's not like I had to, like, keep pushing myself
Right.
seven circles of hell just to finish, resistance. Like there's been a few games that I've just had to like I'm 2 levels from finishing. I cannot let this game beat me.
I know what you mean. I know
Yeah,
exactly what it's like. So
yeah. But that series, if you like campy, kind of cheesy sci-fi, yeah, give it a shot. But
that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
yeah, and That's pretty much all the news that I've got for today. Also, with a wager here,
All right.
everybody's wondering when the the dates for the new console systems are going to be announced. I think I have it pegged.
Okay.
Hey, I think I've told you off the air before. I don't think I've stated this on the air, but if I'm going with an official prediction, I'm going with Sony at TGS, Microsoft at PAX. I know a lot of
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
I know a lot of people are expecting something at Gamescom, but you're not. Okay, here's what you got to realize. Okay, especially Microsoft, right? Microsoft's dominant market is the United States, correct?
Yes.
Why would they announce something that large anywhere but in the United States?
Well, especially outside their own backyard
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you got the biggest. If they're going to try to make up goodwill with the fans, what better place would it be than PAX? Really? Eh,
I agree. I don't see it. That would defy logic.
yeah,
And with Sony, well, with Sony already being a Japanese darling, uh, doing it in their backyard makes all of the PR sense in the world. So believe me, you're not going to get a fight for me on that
yeah.
one.
And not only that, but surprisingly, all other major information for the PS4 has broken in the United States.
Yeah,
When they announced the console, it was in New York. When they start and announcing the price, it was at E3, both in
yeah,
the United States. They got to save something for homeland.
exactly. I believe me, you're not going to get an argument from me. Sound logic makes sense PR wise. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
stay tuned.
Why not? And I believe PAX is before TGS, if I'm not mistaken, because I think
Can't.
TGS is the end of next month, and I think I'm wanting to say PAX is early September, maybe.
Yeah, PAX typically, for me, when I recall it, I don't think it's the first weekend in September. I think it usually hits around the second weekend or
Yeah,
so.
and I'm wanting to say TGS is somewhere around the 18th to the 22nd, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
And you know what? That gives Sony an extra couple of days that, if they want to bring it out, decide they want to bring their system out a couple of days ahead of Microsoft's, then they can do that.
Pull the rug again.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. And I could see him doing it. I really could.
I don't think they could. I simply because just of logistics. I don't think I think there's worse PR involved in not meeting initial demand at launch. Uh, Simply because I mean, what last console go around, crazy people stabbing, shooting, you know, killing each other basically for this stuff. It's like an Air Jordan release,
Yeah.
and not worth it. So I would think that I would almost give them. I would probably give them more credit, and I would give both companies credit. I know, shocker, but I'd give them credit if they did it in a timely fashion, kept to logistical timetables of production, of shipping, getting it distributed and into the hands of retailers, into the hands of the consumers, and doing so in a well-stocked manner. I fully expect sellouts initially. I think there's a better awareness as far as pre-orders and pre-purchasing and all that sort of stuff, especially from online retailers and whatnot. But I I'm don't expect one to one up the other on a release date, especially when there's far too many things that can go wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'd like to just see the rug just be pulled out from under Microsoft again. The third console arrogance,
The
really.
third console arrogance, I think the exploding cigar trick never gets old. So that's kind of the way that I've seen Microsoft this pre-console launch is just kind of
And it's just like Sony's off to the side of the stage with the big old cane, ready to yank them in,
and a microphone to drop.
right?
So
Something like that.
exactly. Well, yeah, that does it for me. That does it for new. I don't know if you have anything else.
No, get out there, play some games. Don't watch Honey Boo Boo.
Oh God, yes, please don't. Hey y'all, no, don't need it. Don't.
Hey y'all, it's Honey Boo Boo.
Oh good God. Oh gosh, if your ears aren't bleeding now, hopefully we didn't make you. Hopefully that you waited this long before your ears started bleeding. So, let's see. You got anything?
No, I'm good.
All right, thank you very much for listening, everybody. Football season's right around the corner, as you probably are going to hear a message here shortly. But yes, invites are still going out for our our fantasy. Yeah, wrong sport, wrong game, everything like that. Our NFL football pickup challenge through Chicago Sports Update. It's been a while since we had the last episode of CSU, but invites are still going out. We got a lot of people in there so far. If the non-CSU host with the most points wins a $50 gift card to NFL.com at the end of the regular season. So yes, you can, if your team is playoff bound, you can get yourself some swag to sport your fandom and or fly your flag, however you want to put it. So yeah, even you're eligible, Matt.
Yeah, I know, and I got to take a look at that the other day, and when I finally signed into it, I'm like, hey, I think I'm one of the only
No, there's a few people.
CSU hosts in this. I could use the $50 to NFL.com. I could use that to buy a few Steelers things to decorate the office, or maybe just get a Raiders flag that I can torch in the backyard.
Oh, there you go, Patrick. It's on him. On him. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Lag Free here on Intrepid Audio Productions. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter by searching IAP Podcasts, all one word. We make it easy to listen to us at home or on the go because you can subscribe to us via iTunes or on your browser at Spreaker.com. Listen to us on the go with the Stitcher Radio app, available for all smartphones. Want to interact with the team directly? Leave any questions, comments, or feedback you may have at our Facebook page. You can also like our page to know about special events, shows topics, and listen directly on our page to new and past episodes. Feel free to email us anytime at iappodcast@gmail.com. IAP Podcasts, pioneering the best in independent podcasting.
Think you know the NFL better than your friends or those so-called experts? What about those guys on podcasts? Well, the time has come to show the world what you know. The Chicago Sports Update podcast is hosting a football confidence pool this NFL season, and we want you, the listeners, to participate. Get in touch with us and let us know you are interested by doing one of the following. Send us an email to iappodcasts@gmail.com, comment on the post on our Facebook page, facebook.com/iappodcasts, or reply us on Twitter @iappodcasts. How much to join? It's free. What's the catch? No catch. The participant who's not a Chicago Sports Update host with the most points will receive a $50 gift card to NFL.com and get to be a guest on an episode of Chicago Sports Update. The confidence pool will be first come, first served. So get in contact with us to guarantee your chance to win. Pay attention to our Facebook and Twitter pages for important information like how many spots remain and when picks are due. Chicago Sports Update, part of IAP Podcasts, pioneering the best in independent podcasting.
The best. Or worst food. What I ate. Check it out at The Best or Worst Food, What I Ate IAPpodcast.blogspot.com.